If you want a grill that can smoke low and slow but still fire up a fast dinner on a busy night, this list is going to save you a lot of frustration. Because, well, not every combo grill actually nails both sides of the job. So I went through the top options and ranked them from number 6 to number 1 based on cooking flexibility, ease of use, build, and whether they actually feel worth your money. And trust me, the top 2 separate themselves in a big way. Number 6, Traeger Timberline. Now, this one is kind of a weird start for the list because the Timberline is a seriously premium pellet grill with features like Wi-Fi control, 165 to 500 degree cooking range, a 22-pound hopper, and 880 square inches of cooking space, plus extras like an induction cooktop on some versions. So on pure quality, yeah, it looks impressive right away. When I look at the Timberline, what stands out first is how polished it feels. The fit and finish are excellent, the control system is modern, and it clearly wants to be more than just a backyard smoker. It feels like something built for someone who wants an outdoor kitchen vibe instead of just a grill sitting on the patio. And when it comes to smoking, this thing absolutely makes life easy. You get app control, probe support, and enough space for full family cooks without feeling cramped. For long pellet cooks, brisket, ribs, pork shoulder, this grill has the kind of calm, steady performance people usually want from a premium pellet setup. But here's the problem. This video is about the best gas and pellet grill combo, and the Timberline is not actually a true gas and pellet combo unit. It's a premium pellet grill with some extra versatility, not the same kind of split personality machine as the others on this list. That matters because if you came in wanting gas convenience and pellet flavor in one dedicated package, this one doesn't fully answer that need. 5. Weber Searwood. The Searwood is another one that's really strong on its own terms. It has a wide 180 to 600 degree range, direct flame cooking, a 20-pound pellet hopper, and Wi-Fi connected controls. So yes, as a pellet grill, it's a big step up from a lot of mediocre options. What I like here is that Weber clearly learned from earlier pellet missteps. Reviewers have called the Searwood more reliable than the old smoke fire line, and the grill seems much better sorted out in day-to-day use. It heats fast, recovers temperature well, and can actually sear better than many pellet grills normally do. That makes it appealing if you want one cooker that can smoke ribs on Saturday and blast burgers on Sunday. There's real flexibility here, and the addition of features like smoke boost and app monitoring make it feel current without being overly complicated. It's the kind of grill that tries to meet you halfway between convenience and flavor. Still, I have to be honest, it has the same category problem as the Traeger. This is not a gas and pellet combo grill. It is a pellet grill with a stronger searing story than usual, and that's not the same thing. If your goal is true dual-fuel cooking, propane on one side and pellet cooking on the other, the Searwood doesn't deliver that format. And even within pellet grills, there are small knocks. The cooking space is not huge compared to some rivals, and at least one major review called out the base as less sturdy than it should be. 4. Grill's House 2-burner gas and charcoal combo. Now we finally get into true combo territory. This one gives you gas, charcoal, and even an offset smoker area with 1,020 square inches of total cooking space, 2 12,000 BTU burners, and a 10,000 BTU side burner. That's a lot going on for a grill in this lane. What I like is how much cooking style freedom you get right away. On one side, you've got the convenience of gas for quick meals. On the other, you've got charcoal flavor, and then you can play around with the offset section when you want to lean more into smoke. For someone who enjoys experimenting, that's actually pretty fun. In use, this kind of grill makes sense for families who don't want to commit to one fuel forever. You can throw on chicken or burgers after work with the gas side, then spend the weekend messing with charcoal heat management when you have time. That flexibility is the whole point of a combo grill, and this one does deliver it. I also like the capacity. A grill that can handle a lot of food without forcing you into a giant premium budget always gets my attention. At 87 pounds, it's not ridiculously heavy either, so it feels more approachable than some of the tank-like options above it. Why is it only number 4 then? Mostly because it feels more like a value-driven all-in-one than a refined long-term favorite. 3. Sophia and William Charcoal and Propane Gas Grill Combo. This one surprised me a little. It offers around 690 square inches of cooking space, 3 stainless burners pushing about 28,650 BTUs, a side burner, and an adjustable charcoal tray for heat control. On paper, that's a very usable backyard setup. What I appreciate here is that it feels designed for actual normal people. Not everybody needs a monster competition rig. Sometimes you just want one grill that can handle weeknight propane cooking and still give you that charcoal flavor when friends come over. This one understands that assignment. The adjustable charcoal tray is a nice touch because it gives you more control than cheap charcoal grills usually do. Raise the coals for stronger heat, drop them for a more manageable cook, and suddenly you're not fighting the grill the whole time. That makes it easier for less experienced users to get satisfying results. I also think the side burner helps more than people expect. Once you start warming sauce, sautéing onions, or handling a quick side dish without running back into the kitchen, you realize how useful that extra burner can be. It turns a basic cookout into a smoother experience. It lands at number 3 because it balances price, function, and everyday practicality really well. It may not have the prestige of a big-name pellet unit, but it feels honest. And honestly, that matters. Sometimes the best grill is the one that makes you want to cook more often, not the one that looks coolest in a thumbnail. 2. The Oklahoma Joe's Canyon Combo. Now we're talking about a grill that feels like it was made for people who actually love to mess with fire. The Canyon Combo brings together propane, charcoal, and offset-style smoking with 750 square inches of primary grate space, another 281 square inches in the firebox, and 36,000 BTUs on the gas side. That is a serious playground for backyard barbecue. What I really like about this one is the personality. The gas side heats quickly for fast dinners, but the smoker and charcoal side give you room to slow things down and actually enjoy the process. It doesn't feel like a compromise machine, it feels like a grill built for different moods. When a combo grill is done right, it should let you choose convenience or flavor depending on the day, and the Canyon nails that better than most. You can crank out a weeknight meal without thinking too hard, then spend Saturday dialing in live fire and smoke. That's the kind of flexibility that keeps a grill from getting boring. Now, it's not perfect. Reviews note that the offset side takes practice, and yeah, that's true. This is not a set-it-and-forget-it cooker. You've got to learn it. But for a lot of grill people, that's not a downside. That's part of the fun. The reason it stops at number 2 is simple. It's excellent for gas, charcoal, and smoking, but if you specifically wanted pellet convenience in the mix, it's still not that. Cuisinart Twin Oaks Pellet and Gas Grill. This is the one that best matches the promise of this video. The Twin Oaks gives you a dedicated pellet smoker side and a dedicated gas grill side in one unit, with 900 square inches of cooking space, a 30-pound pellet hopper, app-connected temperature monitoring, 2 meat probes, and a 3-burner gas section rated at 25,700 BTUs. That's the kind of setup that makes immediate sense. What puts it over the top for me is how cleanly the 2 fuel types coexist. You're not pretending one system can do everything. You're getting real pellet smoking for flavor and real gas grilling for speed. That means brisket on one side, burgers on the other, and no awkward compromise in the middle. The insulated lid, viewing windows, internal lights, and app support all help make the smoker side feel more user-friendly, and the gas side gives you that instant response you want when dinner needs to happen now. It's one of those grills where the convenience actually matches the marketing, which, well, is rarer than it should be. I also like that it feels purpose-built instead of gimmicky. Some combo grills feel like 2 random ideas bolted together. The Twin Oaks feels more thought through. The space is usable, the split design is practical, and the features actually support how people cook in real life. Bottom line, if you want the best gas and pellet grill combo, this is the one I'd put my money on. Final thought. That's all for today, folks.